What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, first off, I do want to apologize. I might sound a little stuffy in today's video. I've been I've been going through a rough time when it comes to sickness. It feels like I just recovered, and now I feel like I'm coming down with something again. It's been a tad bit rough, but we're grinding through it. And also, as requested in a previous video, we're going to check out some Battlefield Hardline gameplay. You seriously can't go wrong with this game. I know it wasn't the most popular game out there. I know people have their beefs with it, but God, it was something so fun about the gunplay and the movement. It was just phenomenal. But ladies and gentlemen, today I would like to discuss something with you guys revolving around the Battlefield community. There's been a lot of talk going on when it comes to Hazard Zone, specifically with the player count, surprisingly, and I just wanted to go ahead and put my 2 cents in on this whole situation here. Now, the talk right now is that Hazard Zone is only going to have 32 players in every single match that you play of this game mode. And a lot of people at the moment are feeling very underwhelmed by this player count number. I don't know if it's because, a lot of people are expecting something like Warzone or any other Battle Royale experience, but people want way more, especially coming from a Battlefield game that's bragging and boasting about having a 128 player count. That's actually insane. That's pretty much double what we've seen in previous years of Battlefield. So clearly this is going to be a next-gen styled video game. So a lot of people are wondering why in their side mode, Hazard Zone, are we not getting that next-gen vibe? Trust me, I completely understand where a lot of Battlefield fans are disappointed in this aspect because, that's one of the biggest factors why people purchase their way in to a Battlefield game. They don't really think of Battlefield as some small 6v6 experience. No, when you buy Battlefield, 9 times out of 10 people want to go ahead and play Conquest, Breakthrough, or any of the war modes that are just massive scale all-out warfare. So no matter what, for the majority of all the game modes across Battlefield, a typical Battlefield fan is going to want to see large-scale combat, and I understand everything around that. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, my opinion sucks because I'm a Call of Duty fan, when that's complete opposite. I love FPS games. I love third-person shooter games. Honestly, back in the day, I played Uncharted 2 and Assassin's Creed more than I played Call of Duty. I mean, that's just the honest truth. I love all games out there. And from my own personal perspective, and from the information that EA DICE has given us already, I personally think that 32 players is going to fit this game mode perfectly. The first complaint that I see a lot is that 32 players on the maps that are currently in Battlefield 2042 are going to be awful. Because as we all know in Hazard Zone, we aren't really seeing an official map for this game mode. We're just going to see all of the other featured maps in Battlefield 2042 in Hazard Zone itself. So it's nothing really, catered or built or designed around the specific game mode. And as we all know, a lot of these maps are built around 128 players, as we've seen in the beta gameplay and footage of just the first map, Orbital, which is considered a medium to large scale map. We don't even know what a official large scale map is going to look like in this game. That's insane. So I see where people's complaints are coming from, saying that 32 players on those maps are going to be rough, slow, boring paced matches. But those aren't the maps that we're going to be playing. Basically, Hazard Zone is going to be a more simplified version of each and every map. Now, we don't know if each game that you load up on that map, so let's say you play 5 games of Orbital, we don't know if it's going to be 5 different set locations that you play on every single time that you load in, but we do know that it's going to be smaller sized portions, so you don't have to worry about, being dropped in on Orbital with, 32 players on that massive scaled, map. You don't have to worry about that stuff. It's going to be completely shrunk down to fit a 32-player game mode. And on top of that, in my personal opinion, it doesn't matter even if they shrunk down the maps. If they even kept the same sized maps that they have now, I feel like it'll still work just as good, because Hazard Zone has an objective. This isn't Warzone, this isn't Apex Legends, this isn't Fortnite. The objective is not to be the last alive, or how other players like to play, pub stomping and seeing how many frags you can get before dying, or even how many frags you can get while still catching a W. That's not how Hazard Zone is going to work. Hazard Zone has an overall objective. You want to be able to get currency, and the way that you get currency so you can deck out your character, make him absolutely beefy with amazing weapons, armor, perks, all the abilities, so you can personally stomp out lobbies, you have to go for the credits, which are found in the objective, which are, basically data drives that you find scattered across the map by crashed satellites. So no matter what the size of the map, because of that specific objective, people are all going to gravitate towards that one area. And if people don't gravitate towards that area and they decide to stay back and camp somewhere, there to bait out kills or something, they're not going to have a good time. They're not going to get anything out of the experience, they're not going to get any currency, and they're not even going to catch a W because they can't even extract if they're just going to be camping on the outskirts of the map. So again, like I said, no matter what the size of the map, even if, you know, the information that they say now is going to be changed and EA decides that they want to do the full portion of the maps instead of small portions, at the end of the day, the combat will be centered around certain areas. So no matter what, you'll be able to find action very quickly. And to be honest with you guys, it's not even all about the quickness. Hazard Zone is supposed to be a tactical game mode. So to want more aggression and action out of this game mode is just completely against what, you know, the base game mode is all about. At the end of the day, it's a risk-it-all tactical shooter. This is not your traditional Battle Royale-styled game mode. This isn't Warzone, this isn't Apex. You don't just go in, loot up, and then you lose it all, and it doesn't matter anything to you. No, you just lost the overall game. No, that's not the case. When you go into the Hazard Zone, you are using your currency, your streak, your utilities that you are purchasing to go in. And if you die, they are gone. You are not going to bring them out. You're not going to get any more money. You're not going to get any more currency. You're going to lose your streak, and you're going to have to pretty much reset all of your progress to go back into the Hazard Zone again and start streaking up once more. So I'm sorry to break it to a lot of people out there, but this is not going to be an action-packed, fast-paced shooter at all. The game modes might only last, you know, 10-15 minutes, which is actually fantastic because even though it's a tactical shooter, you don't want it to, you know, go on way too long, like 30-40 minutes, because, you know, a tac shooter that's, you know, built around this type of gameplay, it's supposed to be slow-paced and tactical, will be super-duper-duper boring if the games last that long. So this is a nice formula, 10 to 15 minute games, along with 32 players in the lobby with an objective that adds for some really solid gameplay. But there's no shot they're going to add a massive amount of players into this type of game mode. Maybe they'll add maybe 40 or something like that if they really want to try to please the community. But anything too large is going to destroy everything about this mode and nobody will want to play it. Could you imagine dropping into a raid in a Hazard Zone and instead of 32 players there's 100 plus players on these tiny little maps, which means yes, you're going to get a lot of hot drops, you're going to get a lot of action, you're going to find a lot of people, but unlike Warzone, like I said, you lose a lot in this mode. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to deck out your character completely because you're prepping to go for, you know, the most currency you could possibly get. So you're going to buy the best armor, the best ammunition, the best weapons, the best attachments. You're going to deck it all out. And then you die and lose it all because, you know, you go to a hot drop where 50 squads drop and it's just an absolute massacre. Again, that might work if you're landing with absolutely nothing and you're finding, you know, weapons on the ground that you didn't have to pay for, and then you die and it's not really lose anything. You just kind of wasted the time that you put into the lobby. But when you waste the time that you put into the lobby on top of the currency, the money, and the grind that you put into the lobby as well, nobody's going to want to die off of a hot drop right away unless they've been playing Hazard Zone for a really long time. They're super stacked, they have a crap ton of cash, and they don't really care about dying and losing. But for a lot of entry-level players who don't have anything and they need to get, you know, their foot through the door in order to have a good experience, they're not going to want to do that. They're going to want to take their time, relax, be able to find the objectives, have a equal chance, an equal opportunity at getting the objectives, and then try to extract. And in my opinion, that formula is perfect with 32 players. Again, we won't really know until we actually try it out and test it. We'll have to see. I really wish they added Hazard Zone into the beta. That would have been phenomenal because they're advertising that this game mode is going to be coming at launch. And, man, they should have allowed us to test it because I feel like this game is going to be completely filled with bugs, glitches, and horrifying problems, which is not going to be fun because, again, it's a very high-risk game mode. You don't really want game-breaking bugs in this game mode of anything. You know, they should have allowed us to test it, but again, with time, we shall see if it's going to truly pan out to be a good game mode. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, please go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below. I am no genius. I'm not the all-knowing God out here. This is strictly just an opinion, and everybody's opinions out there are always valid. Nobody's correct, nobody's, you know, right, nobody's wrong. We're all just chatting up on a topic that's pretty popular in the Battlefield community. But again, do you guys think that 32 players is good for Hazard Zone, or do you think 32 players is bad for Hazard Zone? I think it's great because the maps are going to be super condensed, and it fits the style of game mode it is. It's not some fast-paced styled game mode. It's a very tactical styled mode that's going to add for really good, intense moments. But if they add an overwhelmingly high number of players into the mode, it might just take away from the core vibes. It'll just turn, like we all see, into Warzone, which is less about surviving and more about just how many frags you could possibly get nowadays. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like button. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and a Discord, both of those links in our down description. And also, want to catch me live stream some video games I don't know how long we're going to be doing them lately because, like I said, I am feeling very sick, so I haven't had the same energy that I had in the past, but typically we do our live streams every single day. We play things like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, Gears of War, any game that you could possibly think of that's just an absolute blast. We usually grind through over on Twitch channel. So if you guys want to check out those streams, the link to that stuff is down in the description. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you all in the next one. Peace out.